Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on the very sophisticated playbook that's being used to capture and, let's be honest, control your single most valuable resource, your attention. So let's just dive right in with a question that I'm guessing feels painfully familiar. You pick up your phone, right, just to check one little thing, a single message. And when you finally look up, somehow 2 hours have just evaporated. How on earth does that keep happening? And why does it feel like you're literally fighting your own screen and losing? Well, here's the most important thing to get right from the very beginning. That feeling, it is not a personal failure. It is not a lack of willpower on your part. It is the intended result of a system. You're not weak. The game is rigged against you. These things are engineered meticulously to make you feel exactly that way. To really get how they do it, we have to talk about something called mental bandwidth. Think of your attention like it's a battery on your phone. It only has a finite charge for the day. Every single notification, every auto-playing video, every little ping, it's like a tiny app running in the background, just draining that battery until you're in the red, leaving you kind of too exhausted to make good choices. So how does that battery drain actually happen? Well, it all starts with an inside man, a key chemical player that's already inside our own heads, a neurotransmitter that tech companies have become masters at manipulating. In this quote, wow, it really puts the whole thing into perspective, doesn't it? We're not just talking about some fun little apps here. I mean, you have leading psychiatrists at Stanford University comparing our phones to one of the most efficient drug delivery systems ever invented. It's a direct pipeline to our brain's reward system. Now, this next part is absolutely fascinating because it blows up a huge myth we all believe. We tend to think of dopamine as the pleasure chemical, right? The little jolt of happiness we get when something good happens. But the real science shows it's actually the motivation chemical. Get this, it's the restless, urgent craving before you get the reward that's way more powerful. It's all about the wanting, not the having. You see, our brains are obsessed with balance. It's a state called homeostasis. Picture a teeter-totter in a playground. A like on your new photo tips the teeter-totter towards pleasure. But your brain, it immediately wants to get back to level. So it adds just a little bit of weight to the other side, the pain side. And that tiny, brief dip into pain, that's what we feel as a craving. And this creates this incredibly powerful, self-perpetuating loop. It all starts with wanting, maybe out of boredom, which leads you to start seeking something. As you get closer, the anticipation just skyrockets. But here's the kicker. The feeling of anticipation was so much stronger than the actual reward you got that the cycle just starts all over again. You're left wanting more every single time. Okay, so if that's how our brains are naturally wired, how do digital platforms exploit it? Well, they don't just leave it to chance. There is a proven 4-step playbook that is specifically designed to hijack that dopamine cycle and build habits that feel impossible to break. The specific tools they use in this playbook have a name: dark patterns. And let's be crystal clear about this. These are not bugs, they're not accidents, they are intentional, manipulative design choices that are built to prey on our psychological blind spots and get us to do things we never intended to do. And here it is. This is the blueprint for creating addiction, and it's taught to product designers all over the world, the hook model. It's a simple, elegant 4-step trap. A trigger, like your phone buzzing, prompts an action. You open the app. That delivers a variable reward. You never know what you're going to see. And finally, you make a tiny investment, a like, a comment, which loads the next trigger and sucks you right back into the loop. But the real engine of this entire thing, the secret sauce, is the variable reward. It is literally the slot machine principle. When you pull down to refresh your social media feed, you have no idea what you're going to get. It could be amazing or it could be nothing. That uncertainty is what sends your brain's dopamine system into an absolute frenzy. Not knowing is what makes it so addictive. So here's the big takeaway. The hook model isn't creating some new desire inside you. It's a business model that is a perfect architectural overlay for your brain's existing wiring. It's not magic, it's just hacking the system that was already there to begin with. So what happens when our brains are trapped inside these engineered loops, day after day after day? What is the actual real-world cost of this constant manufactured compulsion? The consequences are very real. I mean, when our mental bandwidth is always depleted, our ability to think critically just tanks. For instance, a shocking 30% of teens say they pay very little attention to where the news they read on social media actually comes from. That's a direct result of being too mentally tired to question things.
And over time, this endless cycle of stimulation and withdrawal literally changes our brain chemistry. We go from that nice balanced state of homeostasis to eventually landing in a chronic dopamine deficit state. And at that point, you're not even scrolling for pleasure anymore. You're scrolling just to feel normal, just to escape the low-grade pain of not being online.
And look, the research here is it's undeniable, and frankly, pretty alarming. These design patterns are directly linked to a whole laundry list of problems, from serious mental health issues like anxiety and depression, to a reduced ability to focus, and that constant draining feeling of inadequacy you get from comparing your life to everyone else's highlight reel online.
Okay, I know, all of this sounds incredibly bleak, but the goal here is not to make you feel hopeless. It's the exact opposite. The point is to understand the system so that you can beat it. Knowing the playbook is your best possible defense.
Now, there is a growing movement inside the tech industry that's pushing for a totally different way forward. It's an approach called humane technology. And the core idea is actually simple, but it's revolutionary. What if we designed our tech to genuinely improve our well-being, instead of just designing it to maximize our time on screen? And the best part is, we don't have to wait for Silicon Valley to have a change of heart. We can start applying these same humane principles ourselves right now. Really simple changes like bundling your notifications so they all come at once, or switching your phone to grayscale, can dramatically weaken the manipulative pull of these devices.
In fact, to make it even easier, here it is, a 3-step escape plan you can start today. First, tame your triggers. Go into your settings and turn off every single notification that isn't from a real human being. Second, delete any app that has an infinite, endless feed. And third, reset your brain. Try a dopamine fast. Just take a break from screens for a day or even just a few hours to let those overstimulated reward pathways finally recalibrate.
At the end of the day, this isn't about abandoning technology entirely. It's about using it on our own terms. And the first step is simply being aware of these invisible forces that are competing for our focus, which leaves us with one final and really critical question. Your attention is the most valuable thing you own. Who are you going to let control it?